It's fall 2024 and the season is definitely winding down. Now, as you can see, I have a lot of dried marigolds and zinnias that I pulled, and I just allow them to sit on the ground as ground cover for the cooler months in the winter time that I'll be cleaning up come spring. Now, over here in this bed, I did plant my fall garlic already, which has already sprung up nicely. But as you can see over here in these beds, they're going to be sitting just this way in the fall. And we do have some stuff still growing, like this kale right here. So we're just getting rid of some water that we have stored up. And this is rainwater, and you might see it coming through this hose, but let me just show you the source of this water that we're using here. Get a better look back at the kale and some of the other stuff that's left in my garden. So while hubby's helping me water the kale and all the stuff that's still growing, I'm gonna walk you right back here to the water source. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Garden doesn't look too bad, and we have to water in the fruit trees also because they need water. We haven't had rain for quite a while, so we've been hanging on to the water that we were able to catch and use it just mainly to water our garden bed. The soil, the plants, the garden does so much better with just natural rainwater. And here it is, guys. This is a pump that we're using to pump the water out of these two water tanks that we have here. And we have been catching water from the catchment system coming right off the rooftop right here. We also use those two tanks back there. As you can see, we also have two IBC tanks set up back here that we catch rainwater in off the chicken coop. And because it's the end of the season and we're getting into the winter months pretty soon, we're going to be emptying this using this powerful pump. And this pump is a very quiet pump. And we just hook it up right here and run the hose all the way to the garden so we can get rid of the water and also give the garden some much needed water because it's been quite dry and we've been relying on just a rainfall mainly to water the garden during the gardening season, which it's best for the garden, for the soil, for the plants, because as you know, city water is treated and there's a lot of chemicals in there, and I'd rather not use that in my garden. So I welcome the rainfall, and we set up a really functional catchment system so that we're able to water our garden during the garden season. All right, so these are some stuff that we have left here in the garden, still thriving. We have this radish. Look at the size of that radish. It's literally growing out of the ground. So I have yet to harvest these. I also have some lush growing Swiss chard in here in this raised bed. But as you can see, most of the food that I grew here this year have already been harvested, which now leaves the bed bare. And I don't want that for the winter months. So the leaves have started falling, but not in abundance as yet. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to continue to pull all the dry shrubs and weeds and stuff from my garden together with the leaves that are going to be falling this season and just use them as a surface cover for the soil. Still have some calendula going strong still. And as you can see, I have a few of these plants here. They are gonna reseed themselves for next season. So I'm just gonna let them die back there. I did harvest a bunch of it for making teas, but for the most part, my beds have been harvested out. It's gonna be a lot of cleanup next spring, but that's okay because I have ground cover. I did make a pile here of old tomato trees and bushes and leaves that are going to break down over time. Therefore, I'll be able to add back that broken down material to my soil for the next garden season.